Well, we're going to take a look over the fence here, and because there's a cleanup crew cleaning up at AT&T. So I'm going to turn the camera around here. Okay, so this is Tuesday. They officially moved all the trucks over the weekend, so you can see everything's empty here. They do have a security guard, which is supervising everything. But you can see got workers doing cleanup, cleaning out the offices and moving what furniture they want to keep. There's also a storage shed that they have to deal with some hazmat there. And so, but this is the final days of the cleanup. But what's interesting is that there's nobody scheduled to go in here, and this is 4 city blocks, 18 acres. 18 acres is this site, and this is a very tall 4-story building warehouse that was damaged, which can be salvaged. The superstructure can be used in a new building for housing the homeless. And this area is in an industrial mixed-use area because there's homes across the street from that warehouse. But I'm going to take you on a tour around the neighborhood of the perimeter of this and talk about the different streets here. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a walk around the former AT&T service yard. This is the outer perimeter. There is one business that protrudes into the property, but that's going to have to be investigated. See if I believe he's only a renter, so that he could easily be removed out of there once the property is purchased. But he has no electric, he has no plumbing. He's just there, and doesn't show up regularly. But anyway, we're walking the perimeter of the AT&T lot, and you can see behind me that big gray building right there. That was burned out, and AT&T abandoned that 2 years ago because of the smoke damage from that fire outside the building that was caused by an RV. And now the situation's even worse for AT&T. But anyway, it gives you an idea how big the perimeter is. It's 2 city blocks wide and 2 city blocks long. 18 acres. Down in the mixed-use area of East Oakland. And this would be a great opportunity to use Measure W funds to purchase the property and rehab it for low cost and affordable housing, especially for the homeless, because this is desperately needed. And I want to show you the damage to the building. You see the damage to the building? Yeah, that was done 2 years ago. That's when AT&T abandoned the building. And there's a lot of crime on this street. There's a lot of homelessness. You can see the homeless encampment, and that's a single person there. And then behind me on this side there was one, and then this is the gate, the main gate to the property, and the property is addressed at 865 77th Avenue, because there's actually a gate on there, but it's closed off. It's been closed off since 2020 because the homeless camp kept blocking it, so AT&T didn't use it as their exit gate anymore. But anyway, there's the main entrance, so that could serve as the security gate for the community. in there. And then it would also alleviate all of these RVs and stuff all around the perimeter. Also the trash, you see the trash pile over here, and then the stolen vehicles. So we have more stolen vehicles, being dumped in this area. But like I was telling you, this is a mixed use area, and it has a mixture of homes, has a mixture of businesses, some empty lots, but it's right here in a residential area, residential and light industrial, I should say. And so I want to show you down the street. We have homeless trailers parked adjacent to the property. And this goes all the way down to the train tracks. So we're going to take a walk, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. We'll walk on the other side of the sidewalk is number one. They've got it pretty well blocked off, and one of the trailers has a bunch of pit bulls sitting outside. So definitely telling you, don't walk across my yard. But anyway, this is one of the smaller buildings here. This gray building, and it can be a specialty building for like moms with children, families with small children. It could be a special separate housing away from the general population. So it could also work as a garage for parking cars on the site. So that's another option. But here, these are the homes that are across the street. That's why I say this is a mixed use area. And then behind me is residential, except for that one gray building. But from there on, it becomes residential. Apartment buildings abound, and single family homes. But anyway, getting back to the 865 77th Avenue, there's a lot of buildings on here that can be used. The main one over right in that one right here, that one's a really long one. It stretches a full block, so you can easily house 120, 130 people in that if you lay it out correctly. And then also there'd be plenty of green space, parking space, and also additional for smaller single family homes. And those would be the micro homes. And what would be the best, because of these tall buildings, having the entire site as off-grid electric, solar power, wind power. And that would be a fully sustainable, lowest living cost housing, and a model for the nation to duplicate. But anyway, you see another building here. That's the another 4-story building. The building itself is a shell, but it's still, the superstructure can still be used. So we're going to continue walking along here. We're going to go back across the street now that we've passed all of the homeless here. Gets busy here in the morning, so we're going to walk this way, go across the street. And you see the building, that is just a big empty building right there, and it's a shell, but the superstructure can still be used. If you've noticed how long I've been walking, that's how big the site is. And this is 18 acres we're talking about, prime in industrial area near the Oakland Coliseum. So we're also near the social services office on Enterprise. So It's it's walkable because I've been there. I've walked to the social services building from here to Enterprise, and it's about a 20-minute walk. It's not bad. And then there's lots of food in the area. You're right next to transportation, AC Transit, and AC Transit can get you up to the Eastmont Transit Center, and that would can take you anywhere you want to go in Oakland. Then you have BART. BART is right here, only a block and a half away, and BART starts at 5 in the morning here. That's when the first train comes to this station. But you look down the line here, you see that it borders with the Union Pacific line. And then there's another building that can be torn down or used. But there's a lot of property here, folks. And it's in an area that is in a extreme high crime area. A lot of violence in the area. So it's not like developers are going to be tripping over each other to try and get this property, because across the street, that used to be AB&I, the foundry that I got shut down a couple years ago. And the reason why my life is drastically shortened because of them, the hexavalent chromium, the heavy metals that are in my lungs, killing me slowly. But you have that, and it's a toxic waste site. And there's a lot of money. There's a lot of years of remediation just to get that cleaned up. And right now, it's a storage yard for a towing company. A lot of the cars that get either impounded or are found stolen, abandoned, end up over at that lot now, because Oakland recovers approximately 40 to 60 cars per day. You think about that, that's an insane number of cars to recover every day. But we'll go up here a little further so you can see the angle. I hate walking on that gravel because it's the real coarse gravel, and so I'm not going down there. But right at that big building right there, it cuts back into the lot. This is the only portion that juts out from the main line. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. And then everything else here is Union Pacific property. And so supposedly if you're trespassing along, walking even on the rails, they can cite you for that. And if you're homeless, they'll take your picture. If you have a structure built on their right of way, and they'll put you in prison or in jail for 6 months for trespassing. So anyway, getting back to the property, you can see there's a lot there. That's a lot of property. You can put at least three large buildings that will house 120 to 150 people each. You can have a small green belt area like a park for the residents. You can have an outdoor open air kitchen so that folks can barbecue and cook out here. There's also enough room to put in approximately 100 single family micro homes that are self-sufficient. And again, like I said, this community could be the model and example nationwide for an off-grid community where all the power, electricity that is needed is provided by the sun or wind. So that's something that we'd like to see, that I'm working on. So that was an interesting conversation with that lady that's walking away that you see there. She is from Los Angeles, but she was born and raised here in East Oakland and had worked for Oakland for a short time before she moved to LA, but now she's back. But she said this is very disappointing, seeing how Oakland has really become a citywide garbage can. And she said there are parts of LA that are bad, but nothing like this. And so she was asking about some things, and I informed her on some pretty intimate details about the city and who to go after. So we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, this could be an incredible homeless and affordable housing site right here in East Oakland. It's near transportation, like you see, the BART station is just a block over, and AC Transit, quite a few lines are there. Plus you have the transport that can take you out to the Oakland airport. So a lot of options. This is a great location. And there are other locations in the nearby area that are part of this, or that could be part of this, because a lot of open land here in deep East Oakland and also over in the industrial area. Another big block of land, and this is about an 8-acre, four to 8 acre site. It's the former Union Bank headquarters property at Edgewater and Hagenberger. It's an empty lot now. They tore down the 12-story building that used to be there so that they could reduce their property tax to Alameda County, because there's no improvements on it. So it has everything basically for what is needed to create housing. Sewer lines already in, water's in, electric's in. So everything's there that's needed. We just need the will and to get the right people in place. This has been a crazy month, because I've been getting a lot of phone calls from a lot of organizations and government organizations too. I've been asked to chair a seat on a panel for Alameda County, and what we're going to be talking about is the creation of housing, real actual housing here in Alameda County, and using Measure W funds for that. So very interesting position to be, and I gladly accepted that. And a lot of the agencies, I have another organization that contacted me because they're aware of my extensive general contracting skills and background. So, and that project is real interesting. That project is for previously incarcerated youths. And this is easing them back into society. The building is an older building. It's already purchased and owned by this organization, but it needs extensive rehabbing. It's built in the early 1900s, so there's a lot of things that got changed there. And then updating to modern day codes. So a lot of things have to happen. And again, I've talked to that organization, and they're getting with me on Thursday, and Thursday we're going to go inspect the building. So it's going to be interesting inspecting that building and seeing what's there. But it's 46 rooms, and they have a great program that they're putting together. And this organization is putting together people of the highest caliber. And so I've been asked to contact a couple of people. So that's what I'm going to be doing, to see if they have interest with working with this organization to bring our previously incarcerated youth back into society. So that's a tour of this site. And there's a tour of my other site, my 20-acre site over next to the Oakland Coliseum. And so I talk about that. And that one was done back in 2019 or so. So nothing's changed on that. But I have possession of that property for the next 46 years. So it's not going anywhere. And the only thing stopping that project is the funding and also the will, again, because Alameda County supervisors don't want a program here in Oakland, or a long-term one, I should say. And neither does the city of Oakland under its current administrators. Barbara Lee's got to do some house cleaning here on her top tier people to turn things around and really make a difference here in Oakland. So that's the update. Thanks for joining me. We'll be right back.